Listen, football at the NFL level does require experience. The systems on both the offensive and defensive side of the balls have become extremely complex, and it really helps to know your way around the block. But at the end of the day, it's still a young man's game. With the physicality and speed required to play it at the highest level, there really is no substitute for youth and the fearless explosiveness that comes with it. And with how developed top college prospects are when they get into the NFL these days, the league is becoming younger and younger with each passing season. Don't believe us? Well, let's take a look around the league and pick out the best NFL player under 25 at every position heading into this season. You'll see just how many of the top studs in the game are on the south side of the quarter-century mark. Quarterback, Jayden Daniels, Washington Commanders. Heading into year 2, but with a ton of college football under his belt, Jayden Daniels has proven to be wise enough to ascend past his peers. Daniels is 24-ish, turning 25 in December, and is fresh off a season that would make even a seasoned veteran jealous. He took Washington from zero, an absolute laughingstock, to NFC Championship game, posting 3,568 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, 891 rushing yards, and 6 rushing touchdowns in the process. His dual-threat play style was impossible for defenses to keep up with, and he torched them all the way to Rookie of the Year honors. And now, he's already been pegged as the franchise savior Washington has been desperate for. One season in, and the kid is already elite. Running back, Jahmyr Gibbs, Detroit Lions. For all of the people that tried to say running backs don't matter, well, Jahmyr Gibbs is out on a mission to prove you wrong. Detroit hit the jackpot in the draft with this thing. Young man who doubles as lightning in cleats on Sundays. Last season, Gibbs exploded for 1,412 rush yards and 16 scores on the ground. Plus, he added 52 catches, 517 receiving yards, and 6 more tutters, tied for the league lead with 20 total touchdowns. He shattered Detroit's single-season TD mark and became just the third Lion RB to make Pro Bowl in his first 2 seasons, joining legends Barry Sanders and Billy Sims. And he did all this while splitting time with veteran bruiser back David Montgomery. Though, as the season wore on, more of that load, rightfully so, seemed to skew towards Gibbs. Gibbs is also only 23 years old too, meaning that there is a whole lot more tread left on those tires, especially if Detroit continues to carefully monitor his usage. Fullback, Robbie Oates, Seattle Seahawks. Now, I guess this one kinda still needs to be proven, and if we can be honest, in the modern NFL, fullbacks are nearly extinct. But Robbie Oates? Oh man, he is here to flip the script. Drafted by the Seahawks in the 5th round of the 2025 NFL Draft as the only fullback selected, Oates is now the face of a dying breed. But you know, the guy's got the bite to back it up. Oates was not the flashiest name in Tuscaloosa's star-studded offense, but man, he was certainly the glue that held that team together, blocking in the trenches, slipping out for sneaky receptions. The Seahawks clearly saw something that others had missed: toughness, versatility, and that old-school football IQ. So, it's going to be very interesting to see how they use this young back. Wide receiver, Malik Neighbors, New York Giants. Neighbors gets some bonus points for being so dang young, man. Heading into year 2, the former 6th overall pick is just going to be 22 years old. But man, he has been a force to be reckoned with, even on a terrible Giants team. He rolled into MetLife Stadium and immediately became the go-to safety blanket, sucking up 165 targets, 109 of which he caught for 1,204 yards and 7 scores. He masterfully runs levels, snaps up contested fades, and wins with crisp footwork. Not to mention that vertical burst. And he has that unique knack where he always just seems to know when to split the safety to try and take the top off the defense. What next year has in store remains to be seen, but the smart money says that he has another monster year as the focal point of Big Blue's offense. Tight end, Brock Bowers, Las Vegas Raiders. Brock Bowers is a mismatch machine. He runs routes like a polished receiver, but has the body of a tight end. 6'4" frame, 250 pounds, and excellent yards after catch instincts. I suppose there is a reason that he was pegged as the next great tight end coming out of the draft. But what makes it all the more impressive is that he actually delivered, in spite of all the dysfunction that plagued the Raiders last year. As a rookie, he hauled in 112 catches, 1,194 yards, and broke rookie tight end records for receptions, and yardage. What a ridiculous stat line for a rookie. And a tight end no less. Now with Geno Smith thrown his way, well, the ceiling only gets higher. Offensive guard, Tyler Smith. Dallas Cowboys. Though he was first expected to play next to Tyron Smith, the younger Smith was forced into the tackle spot for his entire rookie season. And to his credit, he rose to the occasion. And if Smith's rookie season was one big stress test, well, I think it's safe to say that he passed with flying colors. But it wasn't until year 2, when he got to slide into his natural spot at guard, that the breakout really began. He earned a second-team All-Pro nod and back-to-back Pro Bowl trips before turning 24. Now he looks like the heir apparent to Tyron as the linchpin of the Dallas O-line. And oh boy, he has all the makings of the next great stalwart to lead their offense. Offensive tackle, Penei Sewell, Detroit Lions. So here's the thing about Penei Sewell. The moment that he walked into the league, he felt inevitable. Even with all the hype at Oregon, generational, franchise cornerstone, he still managed to exceed expectations. You might not assume that he's just 24 with how that man is built, or how he plays. But there is a reason that Sewell has had so much hype around him already. He was initially forced to swing left when Taylor Decker got hurt, but Sewell quickly adapted. And then when Decker returned, Penei locked down the right side, and boom, rest is history. 3 straight Pro Bowls, 2 consecutive first-team All-Pro selections, and just last year, he even received Offensive Player of the Year votes as a tackle. That is absolutely unheard of. He is one of the top-graded tackles in both pass and run blocking every single season, rarely flagged, and anchors an offense that ranked second in the league in rushing success rate. He just signed a 4-year extension worth $112 million, making him the highest-paid tackle in NFL history. And with good reason, too, as he is downright integral to that potent Lions offense. Center, Zach Frazier, Pittsburgh Steelers. Zach Frazier entered the NFL like a 10-year-old vet trapped in a rookie's body. He had all the right instincts, physicality, and presence to lead from one of the most challenging positions on the field. Drafted in 2024, Frazier instantly reminded Steelers fans of their last great corner, Marquise Pouncey. And by the end of year 1, it was clear that he wasn't just solid, he was vital to everything that the Steelers wanted to do on offense. Give him another season or 2, and Frazier might be wearing that Pro Bowl badge next to his name to go along with that all-rookie nod. Because at 23, he is only going to get better. Defensive tackle, Jalen Carter, DL. It is not every day that you hear vets like Darius Slay and Lane Johnson sing the praises of a rookie, but Jalen Carter is a different kind of beast. He has had Eagles veterans absolutely pumped to see what he could bring to their unit the second that he stepped onto the professional gridiron during his rookie camp. And that wasn't just smoke. Carter backed up the hype immediately, wreaking havoc as a rookie in 2023 with 6 sacks, 33 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery, all while playing a rotational role on a deep Eagles front. And then came 2024, and the leap was unreal. Carter was a driving force in Philly's no-blitz Super Bowl winning defense, soaking up double teams and collapsing pockets without the help of exotic schemes. He earned his first Pro Bowl selection and anchored the interior line and proved that he's not just a part of the Eagles' future, he is the future. At just 23, Carter is already one of the most feared interior disruptors in the game. He doesn't just stuff the run or chase quarterbacks. No, he wrecks entire offensive schemes. And, well, if 2024 was any indication, then the league better brace for what's a-coming. Defensive end, Will Anderson, Houston Texans. If there was ever a guy who lived up to the hype from day one, it's Will Anderson Jr. The Texans traded up to grab him 3rd overall in 2023, and he immediately turned that investment into results. Anderson racked up 7 sacks and 45 tackles as a rookie, earning Defensive Rookie of the Year honors and helping to completely overhaul Houston's defensive identity. But that was just the beginning. In 2024, Anderson followed that up with 11 more sacks, bringing his 2-year total to 18. To go along with 41 QB hits. He's become the face of a suddenly dangerous Texans pass rush, blending explosiveness off the edge with refined technique well beyond his years. Operating in D'Amico Ryan's attacking front, Anderson is only getting more comfortable and more dangerous. Not to mention that he essentially turned the Texans pass rush and really full defense around on his own. At just 23, he's not done growing. but the production is already elite, and Houston knows that it has a cornerstone on its hands. Linebacker Jared Verse, Los Angeles Rams. Okay, maybe the 4.5 sacks don't immediately jump off the page, but Jared Verse was so much more than that. The impressive rookie out of Florida State didn't just flash potential, he brought elite pressure with the best of them, leading the entire NFL with 89 quarterback pressures in 2024. And it was also skewed heavily toward the second half of the season when he really started to hit his stride. Versus nearly 20% win rate on pass rushes ranked 6th among defensive linemen, and his relentless motor gave the Rams the kind of presence that they've been missing since Aaron Donald retired. His arrival has completely retooled LA's defensive front, and the results are already showing. If the sack numbers jump in year 2, and they probably will, Verse might not just be a rising star. He could finally start getting the credit that he really deserves for being the next great Rams defender. Cornerback Trent McDuffie, Kansas City Chiefs. Drafted in the first round in 2022, Trent McDuffie has quietly turned into one of the most reliable corners in all of football. He's particularly nasty out of the slot, where he does most of his damage, but he's versatile enough to shadow absolutely anyone, which brings the Chiefs' defense a unique element. He posted a tight window coverage rate of 33.3%, among the best in the league, and allowed a passer rating under 83 when targeted. He followed that up with a first-team All-Pro nod in 2023 with a second-team honor in 2024, solidifying his spot as Steve Spagnuolo's top cover guy. He may not be the loudest voice on the Chiefs' defense, but he might be the most technically sound. And at just 24, McDuffie is still ascending. Safety, Kyle Hamilton, Baltimore Ravens. Leave it to the Baltimore Ravens to scoop up a young stud at safety like Kyle Hamilton. The former 14th overall pick out of Notre Dame has been an absolute weapon since he broke into the league. Baltimore just knows how to draft on defense, especially safeties, and Hamilton is their latest masterpiece. Since breaking into the league in 2022, Hamilton has quickly become one of the most complete defensive backs in the league. In 2024, he earned a first-team All-Pro selection, another Pro Bowl nod, and even picked up some Defensive Player of the Year votes, all by the age of 24. Sure, he only had one interception on 55 targets last season, but that barely scratches the surface of what he brings to that defense. Hamilton is a weapon, plain and simple, and Baltimore's got him locked in as the heartbeat of that defense for the next decade. Kicker, Cam Little, Jacksonville Jaguars. Say what you will about kickers, but when you've got a rookie who doesn't blink under pressure, you take notice. Cam Little was a 6th-round pick in 2024, and he wasted zero time becoming Jacksonville's most consistent point scorer. He went 27-29 on field goals, perfect on extra points, and shattered the rookie franchise record for points scored with 108. Kickers aren't always flashy, and it's tough to tell how clutch he is having played in Jacksonville. But Little looks like he has it. And for a young Jaguars team looking for some stability, well, he's got the potential to be a huge piece of what they're building going forward. Punter, James Burnip, New Orleans Saints. Tough to find youth at the punter position, but James Burnip, the undrafted Aussie rookie out of Alabama, has a lot of promise. And he'll have a lot of opportunity to work this year with the Saints in that weak offense. Undrafted out of Alabama, Burnip is towering at 6'6", 240 pounds with a big leg. Originally from Melbourne, Burnip came up through the booming pipeline of Australian punters that has taken the NFL by storm. He's not just about raw power either. His directional punting was top tier at Bama. If early signs are any indication, he's going to be flipping the field and bailing them out for New Orleans all season long. But hey, which NFL player do you think is the best under 25 at his position? Or is there anyone that we may have missed? Who do you think we got right here? Who do you think we got wrong? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then hey, clicking that like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.